There are moments in life when your soul feels as though it can carry no more, when pain becomes heavy, when anguish presses against your chest, and every path ahead seems closed, distant, or utterly impossible. Welcome to Timeless Prayer. Yet it is precisely in these moments, when hope begins to tremble and your strength fades, that Saint Anthony of Padua, the beloved intercessor of so many faithful across Italy, Spain, and all of Latin America, extends his miraculous hand from heaven, ready to act with swiftness, mercy, and profound compassion. He does not remain silent. He does not turn away. He responds to the cry of a heart that seeks help. This prayer to Saint Anthony that you are about to raise is not a simple whisper but a powerful plea, born from the deepest place within you, from a spirit that longs for relief, from a life that urgently awaits the grace of an immediate miracle. Saint Anthony, patron of lost and impossible causes, listens to those who weep in silence, to those who lie awake at night searching for answers, to those who need God's intervention now and without delay. So, open your heart as you speak or listen to this devotion. You do not need perfect faith, only the courage to place yourself under His protection and allow His intercession to touch your life with strength, conviction, and hope. As each word reaches your soul, let it lift you, embrace you, and guide you toward the miracle you so deeply seek. Say to Him with confidence, "I put my trust in you. I wait for a miracle." And if you feel that this prayer has found you at the exact moment you needed it, write with faith, "Saint Anthony, make my miracle now," not expecting magic, but trusting in the living power of God who works through His saints. Share this blessing with someone who suffers. Offer it as a light to a friend in darkness. And keep these words close so that on your hardest days, you never lack a voice reminding you that heaven is near, now, with your soul open and your heart ready for divine intervention. Let us begin this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, trusting that what is impossible for us is never impossible for God. Saint Anthony of Padua, beloved protector of the afflicted and miraculous guardian of what seems impossible, today I come before you with all the weight of my challenges pressing upon my chest, and I speak directly to you as someone who can no longer pretend to be strong, someone who can no longer carry this burden alone. I come to you with the honesty of a heart that has been torn open by pain, with a mind overwhelmed by fear, and with a soul begging for help that simply cannot wait any longer. Because when life feels like an endless storm and every path seems blocked, where else can I go except to you, Saint Anthony, who has never abandoned those who cry out to you with faith? Tell me, how many times have you lifted those who thought their lives were over? How many hearts have you restored when everything seemed lost? And if you have done so much for so many, could you not do the same for me today? I ask this because, as I kneel spiritually before your heavenly presence, I feel the weight of everything collapsing. My hopes, my plans, my strength. And I wonder, does heaven hear me? Will the miracle I so desperately need finally come? That is why I turn to your power, that divine strength that transforms impossibilities into blessings, losses into recoveries, and brokenness into restoration. I speak to you because you understand the suffering of hearts that can no longer endure, because you have been the light of those trapped in darkness, because you have been the answer for those who felt abandoned, and because you have become a refuge for those who believed there was no escape. So I ask you, Saint Anthony of Padua, what can I do now except trust in you? What can I do except place my life under your protection and wait for a miracle with all the faith I have left? You know that I come not out of routine or habit, but because I have reached my limit. I have cried. I have prayed. I have waited. And still, everything around me feels heavy. Doors remain closed, circumstances worsen, and the silence becomes unbearable. Have you ever seen such desperation in me before? Have you ever seen me so fragile, so tired, so wounded? That is why I call out your name today. Prayer to Saint Anthony. Hear me, Saint Anthony of Padua. Lift me, Saint Anthony, come quickly to my aid. I ask you to intercede for my life, for my home, for my finances, for my health, for the relationships that have shattered, for the losses I cannot recover, for the fears that swallow me, for the family conflicts that seem to have no solution, and for that particular impossible situation that I cannot fix with human effort, that deep and painful problem that feels bigger than me. What would happen to me if you did not intervene? How much longer can I endure without your heavenly help, you who return what is lost, who restore what is damaged, who heal what is sick, who open paths where there are none? Shine your light on me today. Even though my hope flickers like a dying flame, I still believe, even though my faith is fragile. I still place my trust in you, even though I feel broken. I still wait for a miracle. Blessed Saint Anthony of Padua, do not delay, because each moment feels like an eternity, and each day without an answer adds another wound to my heart. You know how painful it is to wait while nothing changes, how discouraging it is to see everything fall apart, how heavy it is to carry a silence that seems endless. And so I cry out with all my being, do not let me fall, do not leave me alone, do not allow despair to drown me. I ask you to touch every area of my life that is wounded, my emotions, my finances, my relationships, my responsibilities, my peace, my future. I ask you to intervene where human help is not enough, to speak to hearts that have turned away from me, to soften people who have been cold, to reopen paths that have been blocked, to reorder circumstances that seem impossible to change. And if my tears could speak, if my sleepless nights could testify, if my anxious heart could cry out louder than my voice, would they not tell you how desperately I need you right now? Would they not show you how urgently I long for relief? That is why I place everything in your hands today, because even if I cannot express every detail of my pain, you already know it. Even if I cannot describe what hurts the most, you already see it. Even if I cannot speak my fears out loud, you already understand them. So I give you permission. Enter every corner of my life, Saint Anthony, where there is darkness. Bring your heavenly light where there is ruin. Rebuild with divine strength. Where there is sorrow, send comfort. Where there is lack, bring abundance. Where there is loneliness, send loving companionship. Where there is fear, awaken courage. Where there is sickness, bring healing. Where there is division, bring reconciliation. Where there are closed doors, place your heavenly keys and open new paths filled with blessing. And if I have made mistakes, if I have drifted away from God, if I have doubted, if I have lost my way spiritually, I still beg you not to abandon me, because your intercession is merciful. Your love does not judge, your help does not exclude anyone, and your compassion reaches even the weakest and most sinful hearts. I cling to your goodness today because I have nothing else to cling to. I bow before your image because my soul needs a miracle. I ask you to touch my life so that something, anything, changes today. Touch the hearts of those who have turned away from me. Touch the ears of those who refuse to listen. Touch the circumstances that have turned against me. And above all, touch heaven with your prayer, so that the miracle I wait for descends upon my life like fresh rain falling on dry land. I place my trust in you. I hide under your protection. And I wait patiently for a miracle. believing that through this prayer to Saint Anthony, through your intercession, and through the mercy of God, something powerful will begin to change in my life today. Beloved Saint Anthony, faithful friend of the afflicted and tireless defender of those who stand at the edge of despair, today I come before you with the same trembling hope carried by countless souls who have walked this path before me, seeking comfort, deliverance, and a miracle that only heaven can bring. I lift this urgent plea with a heart worn down by burdens that feel too heavy for my own strength, yet still beating with faith because I know that you, Saint Anthony of Padua, have never abandoned a suffering soul who called upon you with sincerity. And so I too place myself under your protection, asking you to let this be the moment that changes everything for me, the moment when I may one day say with tears of gratitude, I too was saved by Saint Anthony, you who are known everywhere as the Wonder Worker, the saint of the impossible, the one who restores what is lost and revives what has died. Hear me now as I whisper from a place of exhaustion, longing for your merciful gaze to fall upon my life. Do not let another day pass without me feeling the warmth of your intercession, without me sensing the movement of grace that you send upon those who trust you. I need to see your miracle, not tomorrow, not in some distant time when my strength has already collapsed, but today, in this very moment, because my soul has reached a breaking point, and I no longer know how to carry this burden alone. If you do not intervene, I fear I will lose the courage to rise again. And that is why I call upon you with the last bit of hope I have, knowing that when human help fails, you remain a bridge between our desperate cries and the endless compassion of heaven. Saint of tenderness and courage, whose hands once touched the brokenhearted, whose voice restored the faith of the lost, look upon me now as I struggle through storms of fear, uncertainty, and need. I feel like a fragile boat tossed on waves too strong for me, and only your intercession can bring calm to this sea that threatens to swallow my peace. Saint Anthony, you who made lost things be found, who brought healing to the sick, who comforted the lonely and lifted the poor with kindness, take my plea into your blessed hands and place it before the throne of the Most High, where the impossible becomes possible and where miracles begin their journey toward those who trust. In this hour of urgency, when my human efforts fall short, I give you every burden that weighs on me, the fragile health of my loved ones that fills my nights with worry, the financial struggles that seem endless and drain my strength day by day, the relationships wounded by conflict or abandonment, the closed paths that block my future no matter how much I try to move forward, everything that oppresses me, everything that steals my peace, everything that makes me feel small and powerless. I lay at your feet because I know you do not ignore the cry of a soul that has reached its limit. You, who were called by the people the Saint of Miracles, who walked through towns spreading hope like a holy fire, who touched the sick and restored movement, sight, speech, and joy, who rekindled the purpose of those who had lost themselves. You, who understood the depths of human sorrow, look at me now, and at all those who join this prayer to Saint Anthony in this very moment, asking from the depths of their hearts for an urgent miracle. Nothing escapes your compassionate gaze. No tear is invisible to you, no whispered plea too small for your love. And that is why even when my strength falters, even when my faith trembles like a candle in the wind, I dare to ask because I know that you believe for me, you hope for me, and you intercede for me when I cannot do it on my own. Blessed Saint Anthony, carry this plea to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, whom you loved with pure devotion and served with unwavering loyalty. Speak to him about my anguish as if it were your own. Present my wounds as if they rested in your own hands, and beg him to look upon me with eyes of compassion. When you speak of me, tell him not only of my desperation, but also of my longing for deeper faith, my desire to be closer to his will, my repentant heart that wishes to trust again even after so many disappointments. Because I do not come to you seeking only a miracle, though I desperately need one. I come seeking transformation, peace, clarity, and the strength to believe that God has not forgotten me. Saint Anthony of Padua, model of humility, wisdom, and holy perseverance, guide me through this dark valley. Keep despair from clouding my spirit. Keep anxiety from drowning out the whisper of heaven. Keep me steady even as tears fall. In the midst of my sadness, give me serenity. In the midst of my scarcity, give me faith. In the midst of my struggle, give me hope. Help me resist the temptation to give up when everything feels lost. Remind me that the greatest blessings often bloom in the most barren seasons, and that you, glorious Saint Anthony, have always been the one who makes the impossible blossom into a garden of unexpected grace. O Saint Anthony, sweet comfort of my afflicted heart, I turn to you in this hour of need, and I know that when I speak your name, the gates of heaven begin to open. Because your intercession is loved by God, and your compassion reaches those who suffer on earth. I know that when I call on you with faith, you hasten to help me, bringing blessings, answers, and solutions in your hands, and that is why, in this very moment, I pause my anguish to say with all my soul, I trust in you, I put my trust in you, in your power of intercession, in your closeness to the heart of Jesus, in your friendship with all those who invoke you with this humble prayer to Saint Anthony. I trust that you are already moving the invisible threads that will lead me to the miracle I so desperately need, that under your protection what seems impossible can be transformed, that through your hands God will pour out mercy on my life, even if my eyes cannot see it yet, even if my situation has not changed. I proclaim right now that you are working, that something great is happening in the invisible realm, and that soon it will manifest in my life with overwhelming power. And I wait for a miracle with the certainty that you have heard me. Receive, blessed Saint Anthony. This plea not only for me, but for every soul praying at this very moment with an exposed and trembling heart. For those who beg for a sick family member, for a child who has gone astray, for a marriage on the edge of collapse, for a suffocating debt, for a job that will not come, for a diagnosis that terrifies, for a love that is faded, for a life crying out for redemption. Hear our voices, dear friend and protector, and unite all these petitions into one mighty cry, a cry strong enough to shake heaven and move the heart of our God, so that grace may descend upon us like a gentle but powerful rain. And if at any moment my faith falters, if the night grows too long, if tears blur my sight and I feel I can no longer continue, remind me that I am not alone. Remind me that you are with me, that you fight for me, that you present my name, my life, and my causes before the eternal altar, where mercy never ends and the love of God transforms everything it touches. I ask you, do not grow tired of me even when I grow tired of waiting. Do not let go of my hand even when my fingers tremble. Do not allow me to wander in darkness, but be my star, my lighthouse, my companion, my faithful intercessor, as you have been for so many throughout the centuries, O Saint Anthony of Padua, glorious wonder-worker from heaven. Into your hands I deliver everything I cannot carry. Into your hands I place this battle. Into your hands I place my story, my wounds, my longings, my fears, my hopes, and the deepest desires of my heart. From this moment I proclaim that my miracle is on its way, that something new is being formed, that my life will become a testimony of your powerful intercession and of God's unfailing faithfulness. and I surrender my anxiety so that trust may grow in its place. O glorious saint, who once walked the earth with a heart burning with compassion. You who heard the cries of the broken and the pleas of the hopeless, and with blessed hands performed wonders so great that even centuries cannot forget them. Look now upon me and upon all those who join me in this prayer to Saint Anthony. Today, in this sacred hour, I implore you, with a need that breaks my strength, with a sorrow that overwhelms my mind, with a supplication rising from the deepest part of my being, and I come before you certain that my cry reaches your heart, because your love for the poor and afflicted has never diminished. I have nowhere else to run. There is no other name right now that brings such peace to my heart except yours. Saint Anthony, saint of the impossible, protector of the afflicted, comforter of the poor, healer of the desperate, I come to you as to a tender father, a friend who does not judge, an intercessor who always listens and always responds. Look with your heavenly eyes at the tears that have flowed from my face. See the nights where I found no rest, the days that passed in darkness, the doors that closed one by one, the paths blocked, the promises that vanished like smoke in the wind, and let none of this be forgotten before God. I present to you, Saint Anthony of Padua, every corner of my life bruised by trials, every frustrated hope, every lack, every wound still bleeding, every humiliation, every fear that grips my heart. Only you, with power before the divine throne, can break into this valley of tears and turn it into a fountain of hope and consolation. I come to you today because my need is desperate, because the miracle I seek cannot wait any longer. I have tried everything. I have searched for answers. I have knocked on doors. I have poured out my soul before heaven. Yet the solution remains distant, and so I cling more strongly to this humble prayer to Saint Anthony, trusting that through you God will open paths where there are none, and place lights where today I see only shadows. I am not asking for something small. I am not asking for a superficial favor. I am begging for a radical change, an urgent grace that will transform my present and restore my peace, a blessing so clear that it may become light for my family and for all who see me, so that many hearts may return to God through the miracle granted by your intercession. Do not leave my side, blessed saint. Walk with me through every difficult hour, every minute of anguish, every second when the pain becomes unbearable. Be the support of my trembling steps. Be the strength that lifts me when I can no longer rise. Be the calm in the storms that shake my soul. And let your presence surround my home, my work, my relationships, and every decision I must make. And as I wait for the miracle I desperately cry for, fill me with your peace, the peace that does not depend on circumstances, the peace born of knowing that you are already working, even if my eyes cannot yet see it, and that under your protection nothing will truly be lost. Shelter me beneath your mantle. Guard me from despair, from discouragement, from paralyzing fear, and from the enemy who whispers lies to my weary mind. Teach me to persevere in faith, to hold firm to the promises of Christ, and to offer each day, each tear, each small act of love as a seed that, in God's time, will bear abundant fruit. Stay with me, Saint Anthony, stay with my home, with my family, with all those I carry in my heart, and may your powerful intercession obtain for us the urgent miracle we seek, so that, giving thanks, we may glorify God forever, and when we speak of you, Saint of mercy and power, our words may be a living testimony that those who trust in you and raise a sincere prayer to Saint Anthony are never abandoned. Beloved Saint Anthony of Padua, today I come before your holiness with a heart trembling from burdens yet still burning with hope. because I believe that every prayer to Saint Anthony rises to heaven with a power few saints possess. I look to you just as countless generations have done when darkness surrounded their lives, and now I ask you to become my guiding light as well. You were the light in the darkest nights. Will you be my lighthouse now, showing me where to step and which paths to avoid as I walk through confusion and suffering, Saint Anthony? Can you help me recognize the signs that heaven is sending me, the signs I may be missing because fear has clouded my vision? If invisible chains are binding me, break them. If spiritual obstacles are blocking my blessings, remove them. If forces not from God are holding me back, undo them in the name of Christ. And if blessings meant for me are still being held in the unseen realm, I ask you, beloved Saint of Urgency, to bring them to my hands with holy speed. I put my trust in you, Saint Anthony, because you know how to present the deepest cries of our souls before the Most High. You know the loneliness, the longing, and the desperation that live inside me, even when my lips cannot speak it. You know how to move the heart of God with tenderness and power. Pray for me with that burning love that once moved your heart for all who suffered. Who can move heaven swiftly like you? Who can open the heavens and make miracles fall like abundant rain, if not you? Saint Anthony of Padua today, with a voice shaken by tears but a hope unbroken, I place my plea before you. You already know what my heart needs, even if I cannot say it aloud. Your heart has already carried it to God. While I pray, you are already working for me, calming the storm, guarding me from the abyss, guiding me when everything feels lost. How could I not come to you with confidence and living faith? Nothing is impossible for you. No request is too great. No cry is unworthy of your attention. I surrender to heaven's majesty today, but I do so while holding your hand. Saint Anthony, I am not alone in this pain. You are with me, and even now, blessings are moving toward me. Paths are clearing, hearts are shifting, closed doors are beginning to open, even if I do not see it yet. Can I allow myself to believe that God is at work right now? Can I trust that the miracle is already rising beneath the surface? Glorious Saint Anthony, master of the urgent and expert of the impossible, you know how to touch the deepest strings of God's heart. And while you intercede, I promise not to remain passive. I commit to keeping my faith alive, to continue praying, to not let go of your hand, and to bless God even in the waiting. Tell me, have those who trust in the Lord ever been abandoned? Have those who surrender with sincerity ever been forgotten? And I, who come before you with a wounded soul and searching eyes, trust that I will rise from this prayer to Saint Anthony with renewed breath, restored peace, and the certainty that the miracle is already on its way. Saint Anthony of Padua, the saint whose fame has crossed continents and generations. Today, I turn to you in the most urgent hour of those who are listening to this prayer, for they carry a pain that no one else understands, a waiting that has grown too long, a burden they can no longer bear. When they lift this prayer to Saint Anthony, it is not with their lips alone, but from the deepest part of their soul, where hope still flickers, even when life seems utterly dark. You, who in life were a channel of blessings for the suffering, and in heaven continue to be the ambassador for lost causes, the shield of despairing hearts, and the warmth for those seeking a way out of the storms of life. Hear this plea today with all the urgency of countless tears shed and prayers offered. Do not allow anxiety and anguish to continue ruling the days of those who call upon you with bare hearts. O glorious protector, take this petition with the strength that God has granted you. Lift up the one who prays, the one placing unwavering trust in you, the one clinging to the last spark of hope. Saint Anthony, friend of the broken, you hold the authority from God to restore what is lost, to heal what is broken, and to rebuild what has fallen. Move invisibly but powerfully into this situation. Open paths where all doors seem closed, and bring the miracle they desperately seek into reality. May the heavens hear your voice on our behalf. May the angels reinforce your petition. May the light of God, through your intercession, pour down like fresh dew upon the deserts of despair, softening pain, dissolving fear, and lifting the burden of abandonment that has weighed so heavily upon them. O beloved Saint Anthony, you who held the child Jesus in your arms and felt the tenderness of the divine, look upon those today who can no longer endure. If poverty has settled at their table, restore abundance. If loneliness has hardened their hearts, melt it with grace. If illness has weakened their bodies or the bodies of their loved ones, you who are the remedy for the impossible, reveal the power of your compassion now. Lift up the hearts that have fallen. Restore hope to those who have waited too long without an answer. May your intercession bring a divine turning point in lives overshadowed by sorrow. Saint Anthony, if paths are blocked, open new ways. If doors are sealed, touch them with your light and let them open. If hearts are hardened, intercede so grace may soften them. And if a miracle is needed that transcends human logic, that bends time and matter, that shakes structures and shatters impossibilities, so be it, for nothing is too great when your prayer touches the heart of God. Be the messenger who carries this plea to the heavens and returns with the answer that fills lives with joy and testimony. Saint Anthony, do not delay. There are tears that cannot be held any longer. There are souls on the brink of collapse. There are urgencies crying from the deepest part of the spirit. Therefore, in this very moment, I beg you, on bended soul and with unwavering faith, open the heavens over the one praying with all their heart. Open the heavens over their home, over their children, over their health, over their needs. Do it, for you are the friend of the downtrodden, the rescuer of the forgotten, the saint of lost causes, the mediator of impossible miracles. And if the enemy rises with force, if darkness seeks to sow ruin, disease, hatred, or destruction, raise your banner of holiness and dissolve it all in the name above all names. Saint Anthony, protect this cause under your spiritual mantle. Keep watch with the angels over those who trust in you today. Guard their steps, their thoughts, their emotions. Guard their sleepless nights, their days of struggle, their silent battles. Become their refuge in the storm, their shield in the fire, their lamp when all light has gone. Do not leave this prayer unanswered, offered with all the heart. You, who hear laments and urgent pleas, know how heavy this burden feels. Free those who pray now from chains, debts, illness, and sorrow. Restore love, restore money, restore health, restore stability, restore peace, restore everything. Saint Anthony, by the power of the Most High, restore everything. May this plea, rising with unwavering faith, be answered immediately, for your power knows no delay when a heart prays with truth. If doubts linger in the one who prays, remove them with your holy fire and plant certainty. If fear exists, dissolve it with your protection. If despair lingers, replace it with visible miracles. Just as in the past you performed countless wonders, today we invoke you, knowing you will do it again, and with even greater strength. In this sacred hour of intercession, we lift your name as a banner of help. We proclaim you hope for the desperate solution for those who see no way out, victory for those living in defeat. Saint Anthony, act with urgency, act with love, act with celestial authority, act with all the glory heaven has poured upon you. O glorious Saint Anthony of Padua, witness to the marvels of heaven, in this deep and sincere cry I lift my plea toward your powerful light, knowing that from the heights of your glory you hear the trembling of my soul, the echo of urgent need, the weight of unspoken pain, and the hope that refuses to surrender. You who have seen the tears of those who implored your help. You who have felt the trembling of troubled hearts coming to you with burning faith. You who know the face of anguish because you have touched it with compassion. Incline your ear to this overflowing prayer from the depths of my being. Intercede before the Most High. Show him the urgency of the miracle I ask with all the strength I have left. For human strength is gone, leaving only blind trust in your heavenly power. O Saint Anthony of Padua, my beloved protector and friend of all who suffer, today I raise my heart to you with the deepest sincerity, speaking to you as one who trusts fully in your compassion and in the grace God has placed in your hands. Because I know you listen to me, I know you walk beside me, and I know that when life feels too heavy, you come to lift what I can no longer carry. Therefore, Saint Anthony, powerful intercessor of impossible causes, I put my trust in you and ask you to let your heavenly light enter my life and transform everything that now feels blocked, wounded, or lost. For you, who have restored peace to desperate hearts, who have reunited families torn apart, who have opened doors when all seemed closed. Come now and act in my life with the same divine tenderness and authority that has accompanied your miracles throughout the centuries. Let what is stagnant begin to flow again like a river renewed by spring. Let what seems dead be reborn with unexpected strength. Let every closed path open under your protection, and let every blessing destined for me finally reach me without delay. Saint Anthony, I ask that love, friendship, and harmony return to my days with deeper roots and greater truth, that health may rise in every cell of my body and in the bodies of those I love, that abundance may enter my home not as illusion but as a real and steady presence, filling every corner with dignity, stability, and hope, and that every debt or burden that steals my peace be lifted from my shoulders so that I may breathe freely again. Beloved Saint Anthony, draw near to me with your gentle voice, with the firmness of your faith, and with the spiritual authority that heaven has granted you, so you may work in this cause that today feels lost, yet with your intercession can rise again. For I wait for a miracle, and I know that with you nothing is truly impossible. If this request of mine has reached a point where human solutions cannot operate, where medicine has no answers, where laws fall silent, where reason loses its way, then let your holy presence become the bridge between my pain and God's mercy, and be yourself the channel through which this long-awaited miracle arrives in my life. Saint Anthony of Padua, break through the sea of my anguish as Moses parted the waters. Split the rock of my affliction as a hammer of divine truth. Remove the wall of despair that stands before me, and strengthen me so that I do not surrender when everything appears to be against me. Hold my hands when I lack the strength to pray. Stay beside me when others turn away, and be for me the faithful friend who never abandons, the refuge in the storm, and the light that does not fade when darkness tries to conquer my spirit. Intercede for me as tenderly as you held the child Jesus in your arms, carrying my plea to the Lord with the fragrance of faith, with the sincerity of a wounded heart that still believes, and with tears that are not weakness but signs of total surrender and trust. I ask also for all who, like me, suffer in silence, those pleading for health, love, justice, answers, rest, and peace. May this prayer to St. Anthony not be only for my cause, but flow like a generous river over every soul who today feels they cannot endure another day. Give comfort to mothers who cry for their children, healing to the sick, bread to the hungry, warmth to those who sleep in the cold, companionship to the lonely, justice to the wronged, peace to the anxious, and living faith to those who believe they have lost all hope. Especially grant certainty to those who doubt you, so that when miracles manifest before their eyes, they may recognize your power and glorify the Lord who established you as protector of the needy. Saint Anthony, with your spiritual authority, break every chain that blocks my miracle, every negative energy, hidden malice, destructive thought, or misguided decision. Let all forces of scarcity, abandonment, illness, or ruin depart immediately from me, from my home, from my family, and from my surroundings. May my paths be cleared. May every door I need open without resistance. May hardened hearts soften. May enemies withdraw. And may abundance arrive in its rightful time, bringing harmony, restoration, and peace. With your blessed hands lift my fallen cause. With your holy gaze illuminate my steps, and with your firm presence drive away all evil. O Saint Anthony, you who make lost things appear, today I ask you to reveal the blessing that has been withheld, the miracle that has been delayed, the opportunity that has not arrived, the answer that remained silent, the love that drifted away, the health that weakened, the joy that fell asleep in my soul. Bring them back into my life with renewed force and divine clarity. Guide my mind, strengthen my spirit, and fill my soul with courage so that fear does not paralyze me. Anxiety does not drown me, sadness does not consume me, and despair does not blind me. Make me strong like the oak, flexible like the reed, burning like fire, and hopeful like the dawn. For I trust that the miracle is already forming in heaven and approaching my life even now. And when it manifests, I will raise my voice and say with certainty and gratitude, Saint Anthony heard me. Saint Anthony prayed for me. Saint Anthony interceded for my life, and the miracle was fulfilled. I believe that you are never indifferent to suffering. You never ignore the cries of those who invoke you. You never remain silent before the urgency of those who fall to their knees seeking your help. And you never abandon those who come to you with tears and faith, as you have acted for generations. Act now for me. Respond to this heart that, though tired, still believes, though wounded, still hopes, though broken, still trusts in divine mercy. Here I am, Saint Anthony, speaking to you with everything I am, offering the only thing I have, my prayer, my trust, my urgent need, and I ask you to intercede for me because you have heaven open to you, God's favor upon you, and the power to help in impossible causes. And when this grace comes to me, when the sun returns to my life and the weight on my heart is lifted, I will proclaim it to the world. I will share this prayer to Saint Anthony. I will testify that you, Saint Anthony of Padua, acted with love, responded with power, illuminated my darkness, restored my peace, and returned joy to my soul, with gratitude burning in my heart. I will repeat your name as a hymn of hope, never forgetting that you were the sacred instrument through which God lifted me up. Thank you, miraculous Saint Anthony, for hearing me, for protecting me, and for staying by my side. Amen. O Saint Anthony of Padua, holy wonder worker and gentle servant of God, as I continue lifting my soul to you in this sacred moment, I feel the weight of my burdens slowly surrendering to the warmth of your heavenly presence. It is as though every word I whisper draws your compassionate heart closer to mine, and in that closeness I find the courage to breathe again. Saint Anthony, you who carry the grace of God like a flame that never fades, hear me now as I renew my plea with deeper trust, deeper faith, and deeper longing for the miracle I seek. You know my hidden wounds, the ones I never speak aloud, the ones even my closest companions cannot see. You know the silent storms that rage within me, the heartbreaks that linger, the disappointments I try so hard to hide. Nothing inside me is unknown to you, and nothing is too small or too broken for your loving care. So today, I open my heart completely, without fear, without shame, without reservation. Enter my life more deeply than ever before, Saint Anthony, and let your presence wrap around me like a mantle of divine protection. In moments when despair whispers that I am alone, remind me that you walk beside me, that you intercede for me, that you carry my prayers into the very heart of God. In moments when anxiety shakes my soul, calm my spirit with the assurance that heaven is already moving in my favor. In moments when I feel forgotten or abandoned, remind me that every cry is heard, every tear is seen, and every plea is held in the gentle hands of a saint who has never turned away from the suffering of God's children. Saint Anthony, as I continue this prayer, I ask you to touch the places in my life where hope has dimmed. Rekindle the flame of faith in me, strengthen what has weakened, renew what has faded. Let my spirit rise again with the certainty that miracles do not belong to the past. They belong to the present moment, to the heart that believes and to the soul that dares to trust in the impossible. I ask you now to bless my home. Fill it with peace that surpasses understanding, with harmony that dissolves all conflict, with joy that lifts every heavy shadow. Walk through every room with invisible grace, leaving traces of heaven wherever your steps pass. Let your presence guard every door, protect every soul who enters, and sanctify every intention spoken within these walls. Remove all negativity, all fear, all spiritual heaviness, and replace it with the radiant light of God's love. Bless also my relationships. Saint Anthony, those that have blessed me, those that have wounded me, and those still waiting to be healed. Touch the hearts that need softening. Mend the bridges that have broken, and restore the bonds that were once sources of strength. Where reconciliation is needed, let it bloom. Where understanding is lacking, plant seeds of compassion. Where love has faded, breathe heavenly renewal into it so it may flourish again with deeper meaning and truth. And now, Saint Anthony, I turn my gaze to the future that often frightens me, that sometimes feels uncertain and unstable. Walk before me as a guide. Open the right doors and close the wrong ones. Illuminate the paths that lead to blessing, and shield me from the roads that lead to sorrow. Let your wisdom whisper to my heart so I may make decisions with clarity, courage, and divine discernment. Let my steps be steady and my spirit be bold, trusting that wherever I go, your intercession lights the way. I ask you, too, to bless my health and the health of those I love. You who carried the healing power of God in your very voice, touch every organ, every cell, every breath, every heartbeat. Let divine restoration flow through my body and through the bodies of those who suffer. Remove illness, weakness, pain, and fear. Strengthen the weary, uplift the frail, and bring vitality where it has been lost. Let your intercession be a bridge between my limitations and God's boundless healing. Saint Anthony, I surrender to you also my financial struggles, my responsibilities, and my work. You know how these burdens weigh on me, how they rob my peace, how they cause sleepless nights, how they steal joy from my days. Bring stability where there is uncertainty, abundance where there is lack, opportunity where there is stagnation. Bless the work of my hands, prosper my efforts. Guide me toward the resources I need and the blessings that will sustain me. Let my life reflect not fear of scarcity but trust in divine providence. Now, beloved Saint of Miracles, I speak from the most fragile part of my soul, the part that longs for transformation, for renewal, for a miracle that will shake the foundations of my life in the best and holiest way. You know exactly what my heart cries for. You know the urgency, the desperation, the longing that has followed me into this prayer. I place this request before you once more, asking you to take it into your capable, compassionate hands. Lift it into the presence of God with all the love and authority heaven has granted you. If my miracle requires time, grant me patience. If it requires strength, grant me perseverance. If it requires faith, deepen my trust. And if it is ready to be manifested, let it come swiftly, clearly, and powerfully, so that my life may be transformed and my testimony may bring glory to God. Saint Anthony, stay with me. Do not leave my side. Walk with me through every trial. Bless every step I take, and guard every breath I breathe. Let your intercession continue even after this prayer ends. Surround me with angels, protect my spirit from discouragement, and remind me daily that heaven is fighting for me. I give you my heart, my hopes, my wounds, my fears, and my dreams. I entrust them to you with unwavering faith, and when my miracle arrives, as I believe it will, I will return to you with gratitude that cannot be measured, with devotion that cannot be shaken, and with a heart overflowing with joy. Thank you, Saint Anthony of Padua, for hearing me. Thank you for interceding for me. Thank you for staying beside me through every storm. Thank you for the miracle that is already unfolding. Amen.